Welcome to Fenway Park as we get ready for Game 2 of the four-game series between the Yankees and Red Sox. It's Game 1 of a day-night doubleheader. Hi again, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, as always, joined by Jerry Remy. Welcome to Red Sox baseball. Well, one of the biggest surprises of the year for the Red Sox has been Franklin Morales. Started the year in the bullpen and now in the rotation. Jerry's been pitching very well.
Oh, he's been pitching great, Don. You know, he pitched great out of the bullpen. Then they move him in the starting rotation, and he's been just as good, if not better. We look at the numbers in the starts that he's had against the Cubs, the Braves, the Mariners, increasing innings pitched in each one of those. And the big thing, he's not walking people. Hardly any walks for him. Only 3 total in those 3 starts, and he's striking out a lot of people. And, of course, Morales working from the left side of the plate gets a chance today against the New York Yankees. Now, the Yankees running a little different lineup here in Game 1. They've got a lot of right-handed hitters in there against Morales. You would expect that against Franklin. But hopefully he can continue that success today because he has been truly amazing coming into the starting rotation for the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah, the Yankees lineup is a little bit different. Old friend Darnell McDonald's getting his start in center field. Young Red Sox fans miss Darnell as well. We're back with the first pitch from Fenway Park right after this. Experience Buick New England Sweepstakes, Bermuda Tourism, your New England Subaru dealers, and by Southwest Airlines. Now, welcome to cloud-covered Fenway Park as the Red Sox and Yankees play a day-night doubleheader today from Fenway. The lights are already on here at the park as the Red Sox and Yankees played nearly a 4-hour game last night. A very offensive battle. At the end, the Yankees came away with a 10-8 victory against the Red Sox in Game 1 of the series, and as a result, the Red Sox are now 8.5 games back of the Yankees to begin the day. And today is Game 2 of this 4-game series, as the Red Sox and the Yankees are going to meet a lot here the rest of the way, having only met for the 2 games prior to last night. And Bobby Valentine's team ready to go today. A much different looking Red Sox lineup for Game 1, as both Pedro Ciriaco and Mauro Gomez, who are slated to be AAA All-Stars representing the Pawtucket Red Sox, find their way into the Red Sox starting lineup today. And Jerry, a lot of moving parts, so you get to add another roster spot on this roster for day-night doubleheader. The Red Sox do that, and they add Clayton Mortensen back onto the team for today.
Always be safe and probably grab that extra pitcher when you got that day-night doubleheader. You never know how things are going to go in Game 1, how the bullpen's going to be used, and you may need that extra pitcher later on this evening. So last night, if there's any indication, these are going to be very long games over the weekend with the Red Sox and Yankees, as they always are.
So settle in for a long day of baseball here today between the Red Sox and Yankees. Franklin Morales about to lead his team out onto the field here at Fenway Park. He has been terrific, as we highlighted in the open, and here come the Red Sox. As the Sox take the field to check out the Yankees starting lineup, it's brought to you by Jordan's Furniture. Derek Jeter leading it off. He is the DH with Mark Teixeira at first base batting second. Alex Rodriguez is batting third at third base with Robinson Cano at second base. Nick Swisher is in right field. Andrew Jones in left field. Jason Nix at shortstop at seventh. Darnell McDonald in center field as he returns to Fenway. He's in the game last night defensively and gets the start today. And it's Chris Stewart doing the catching for game one of the day-night doubleheader from Fenway Park. Franklin Morales is on the mound as the starting pitcher is brought to you by the experienced Buick New England Sweepstakes. Franklin's 27th appearance, fourth start. He comes in at 1-1 with a 2.51 earned run average, 46 strikeouts in 43 innings, and opponents hitting at just .217 against Morales. Ended up with a no decision, but he pitched great in Seattle. 7 shutout innings with 7 strikeouts, but again a no decision for Morales.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. They are fourth in the league with 44 errors on the season. Murrow Gomez at third base. Mike Aviles, the shortstop. Pedro Siriaco at second. And Adrian Gonzalez, the first baseman, left to right. Daniel Nava, Ryan Kalish, and Brent Lillibridge. And Kelly Shopping doing the catching for Morales.
Home plate umpire Ed Hickox today calling the balls and strikes. Lance Barrett at first base. Angel Hernandez at second, and Mark Carlson is the umpire at third. Barrett added to this umpiring crew for game one of the day-night doubleheaders. They'll switch it up for game two. Where available, this telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your television remote. Enjoy the game.
Buenas tardes, amigos.
Well, the conditions 84 degrees, breeze out to center at 8 miles per hour, and there is a chance in the area for thunderstorms. The tarp was on the field about an hour before the game as it was lightly raining here at Fenway Park. But the conditions are comfortable right now. There are some ominous clouds off to the left, but hopefully will be precipitation free here this afternoon as Franklin Morales gets a start against the Yankees. And of course, both starters last night had very tough first innings. Amazingly, Hiroki Kuroda and Josh Beckett both allowing 5 first-inning runs.
Yeah, you don't see too many games where both starting pitchers gave up 5 runs early in the ballgame in the first inning and still make it till fairly deep into the ballgame.
Yeah, they both hung around to help out the bullpens, although the Red Sox did get deep into their pen yesterday. And the Yankees called upon Soriano to go deeper than he has this season, but he got the job done in the end, securing the save, and it all added up to a Yankees victory here last night. And quick turnaround, here we go in game two. Jeter is the DH here in game one of the day-night doubleheader. Morales gets a sign and goes to work. The first pitch of this one is in there for strike one, and we are underway.
Last night, Jeter jumping on that first pitch. Today, taking the first pitch for a strike.
Yeah, he got the 5-run rally started with a single to center field in his first at bat last night as he swings through that, and it's 0-2.
There's the changeup from Morales. So far, fastball and changeup. 83 miles an hour on the changeup to Jeter.
Nineteenth career start for Morales, 6-4, the 3.97 earned run average in this capacity. As he runs one inside, 1-2. 5-game hitting streak for the Yankees captain coming into today's action at 364 during the stretch. That'll just miss. Framed by Schopp at close pitch, but it's ball 2.
Back-to-back pitches inside to Jeter, and this one just missing the inside corner.
First career start for Morales against the Yankees. He is 1-0 in his career, a 2.70 earned run average. And it's a full count now, 3-2. Mark Teixeira batting second, moving up in the order for this day portion of the day-nighter. 3-2 is blooped to center field. Kalish coming in, but it's going to fall for a base hit, and Jeter is on to begin things here in the first inning.
Well, that is now a 6-game hitting streak for Derek Jeter. Is like last night, starts the game off with a base hit. Last night it was on the first pitch. It was on a 3-2 count. Fastball drops right in front of Ryan Kalish for the base hit.
Well, now a 6-gamer for Jeter at 391, and he's aboard as he was in the first inning last night. Here is Mark Teixeira. Had some huge hits. A 2-run single in the first inning as part of the 5-run first inning for New York, and then later on a triple to the triangle, and that was off Vicente Padilla, and they have a past. As we found out after the game last night, Mark Teixeira had some things to say. He enjoyed having the game-winning hit, but the fact that it came off Padilla was even more pleasurable for Mark Teixeira, who took exception to the many times that he feels he had been thrown at and others have been thrown at. These were his exact words. The guy throws at people. Fact of the matter, I'm not saying anything that's news. It is what it is. Almost every at bat he tries to throw at your head, does a throw behind you or something screwy. Game-winning hits always feel good, but that one definitely felt real good. And quite honestly, Jerry, this is a situation that we have not seen this year from Padilla. As this is in the air to left, Nava is there for the out. Yes, it is part of Padilla's past, but I don't really recall a situation this season where we've seen that from Padilla.
No, we have not. And last night, of course, a big hit for Teixeira against Padilla, taking him down to that 420 mark. And that's what, Teixeira was very pleased about because, as you said, Don, they've got a history, and they were teammates together.
Right.
At the Texas Rangers.
Mm-hmm. So he has seen it from both sides. One out with Jeter at first base and Alex Rodriguez the batter. A-Rod takes a look at strike one. Rodriguez at 272, 13 homers, 37 runs batted in. A-Rod was the DH in last night's game, back at third base today for game one. And that is just away. Nice night last night for A-Rod, 3 for 4, scored 2 runs. Lays off and takes ball 2, 2-1. Stole a couple of bases in last night's game and has been perfect in that category so far this season. He's now 9 for 9 in stolen base attempts this season. The very good move of Morales does not fool Jeter, who's back to the bag.
And you can be sure that every first base coach gets a runner down there, makes them aware of the very good move by Morales to first base. He shortens up quite a few leads.
Popped up into shallow right down the line. Lillibridge is over and under to secure out number 2, 2 down.
Morales going down and in on A-Rod. Tries to inside out that pitch and result the pop up out to Lillibridge in right field.
2 down. Jeter led off with a single, still standing at first base as Robinson Cano checks in at 316, 20 homers and 51 runs batted in. He bats in the cleanup spot for New York. Cano 1 for 4 in the game last night. 12-game hitting streak coming into today's action, better than 400. He's been named to his 4th career All-Star game, 3rd straight as the American League's starting second baseman. Also serving as the American League's home run derby captain. Of course, Derek Jeter elected to the American League's starting shortstop spot, so the duo become just the second base shortstop pair to earn 3 straight fan-elected All-Star starts. Joining Cincinnati's Joe Morgan and Dave Concepcion from 1975 through 1977.
Now that's pretty good company.
Certainly is. 1-1 pitch coming to Cano. And it almost hits him, or did. It did. Got him on the forearm. Question is, was he swinging? But he was headed down to first base. A hit batsman with 2 outs in the inning. And concern for Cano.
That's what Bobby Valentine's going to check right now, and he gets the no swing from the third base umpire.
Trainer and manager headed out to talk to Cano, who's not yet all the way to first base.
Tough to tell where he got hit, whether it was the forearm, that left forearm, or somewhere in that vicinity. He's actually shaking his right arm. It certainly sounded like bat, didn't it?
It did. And I think it was all bat. They're looking at his right pinky. If it did, it was a glancing blow, but they're going to add some tape
to the pinky.
To the pinky.
It's going to be a better name for, you know, that finger.
That last finger?
Than the pinky.
Here's the thing, though. It didn't appear to be anywhere near his pinky on the replay.
No, it just...
whatever you want to call the...
It might have hit his bat, then the pinky.
Well, let's take a look. Right pinky is... Well, maybe it did.
It could have.
It could have.
He's got tape on it, so that proves that it hit the pinky.
Does it? I suppose it's possible, and he is at first base. So 2 on and 2 outs. Nick Swisher, the batter, he gets ready to climb in here, hitting at .255 on the year. Interesting, the batter's eye is filled up today here at Fenway Park, with the exception of the first couple of rows. Generally, that whole area is filled up on day games, but remember, this is the makeup game for a game that was earlier this year. There was a scheduled night game, which poses some problems as the pitch misses high.
But what they did out there in center field is they put dark shirts on everybody to give it the impression of a good background.
Even with that, it looks like the first couple of rows are covered.
And then you see all the dark shirts behind that. So that is better than it used to be anyway.
1-0 is hit well to left field for Nick Swisher. And this is a blast out of Fenway Park. 3-run home run for Swisher. And the Yankees off to a fast start for the second straight day. It's 3-0 New York.
Number 15 on the season for Nick Swisher, the 3-run home run. So the backdrop, no problem for Swisher. Gets the fastball from Morales, middle in, and takes it up into the monster seats for the home run.
11 RBIs in 4 games in the season series for Nick Swisher. And the latest, a 3-run home run, as Andrew Jones now stands in on the right side. First appearance of this series for Jones, who takes strike 1. Get a good look at the Yankees bench here in game 1 of the Day-night doubleheader. Jones is in there. Nix is in there. McDonald and Stewart. And the bottom four of this order, part of the Yankees bench and depth. This one fouled off to our right. Curtis Granderson off for game one after starting in center field in last night's action. It's only the third home run given up by Morales on the season, and now 43 2/3 innings. In the air, foul down the left field line, out of play.
Morales tried the breaking ball that time, and Andrew Jones out in front of it, pulling it foul. A little bit of a spinner up the home plate that time. Not the good shot breaking ball for Morales.
Well, the month of June, Morales gave up 4 earned runs in 25 1/3 innings, and here he gives up 3 runs in the first. In the midst of a meeting with himself in behind the mound. Two misses, and it's a full count, 3-2. Last thing you want to do is get into that bullpen here early in game one. This is fouled above us and remains 3-2.
Plus that home run by Swish, the Yankees lead the American League in home runs. Huge part of their offense.
Jones drills this to left on a line. It'll get to the monster seats. Back to back go the Yankees in the first. First Swisher, now Jones, and it adds up to a 4-0 Yankees lead out of the gate.
Well, we talked about being a big part of the offense, and back to back they go. Nick Swisher with a 3-run home run on a fastball. Now Andrew Jones on a fastball. Ball a little bit toward the outside part of the plate, but he hooks it. And another one in the monster seats.
5th time this season the Yankees have gone back to back. 2nd time that Swisher and Jones have gone back to back. And the first time was part of actually 3 in a row, back to back to back. But another fast start for New York here today after a 5-run outburst in the first inning last night. They've got 4 here in the first today. We've not seen anything like this from Franklin Morales to this point. Jason Nix starting at shortstop for New York. 7th member of the Yankees to bat in the inning, and it's ball 1 high. To center field, Kalish is there to make the catch, but the damage has been done. The Yankees score 4 times in the top of the first before the Red Sox have a chance to come up. to a tremendous start in the top of the first inning. Red Sox coming up here in the bottom of the first and dealing with the starting pitcher, Freddie Garcia. The starting pitcher is brought to you by the Experience Buick New England Sweepstakes. 16th appearance, 6th start for Freddie Garcia. The Yankees, all kinds of injuries in their starting rotation, so he is pressed into service once again and back in the rotation for New York. A record of 2-2 coming in, the 5.94 earned run average. And again, this is start number 6. Bunt showing for Nava, pulls it back and is ahead 2-0. CC Sabathia on the DL, as well as Andy Pettit. Want to go further, Michael Pineda, who the Yankees had envisioned for their rotation for this season, also lost for the year, or is lost for the year. And at the end of the game, Mariano Rivera also on the DL for the remainder of the year. But we saw how deep their pen was last night in the battle of the pens. The Yankees came away with the win last night.
Red Sox have to be very patient with Garcia. He is not a hard thrower. He's going to try to make you chase off-speed pitches.
That's strike 2, full count. Also, the Yankees making the decision to ship out A.J. Burnett to begin the year to the Pittsburgh Pirates. A guy that they probably, in hindsight, could have used at this point. Nava will pop it up, middle of the infield. They're coming from everywhere. Teixeira takes charge and makes the catch off to the right of the mound for the first out. Let's take a look at the Red Sox starting lineup. It's brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers. Looks a little different today. Daniel Navas in left. Pedro Siriaco is at second base with David Ortiz at DH. Adrian Gonzalez at first base. Mauro Gomez back at third base. Ryan Kalish in center. Mike Aviles at shortstop with Kelly Shopik doing the catching. And Brent Lillibridge is in right field. He bats ninth. One out here in the first inning. We saw a lot of Pedro Siriaco in spring training. His minor league numbers were good enough to get him an all-star invite. In the International League, 301, 4 homers, and 21 runs batted in as the Lions won foul back into the seats.
So an awful lot of Siriaco at different positions during spring training. Today, obviously, at second base.
Jerry mentioned the other night the announcements that the Pawtucket Red Sox had 4 All-Stars. Well, 3 of them right now are on the Red Sox roster. The addition of Siriaco, you also have Justin Germano and Mauro Gomez on that list. And Ryan Lavarnway is the 4th. He remains in Pawtucket at the moment. Prior Major League experience for Siriaco with the Pittsburgh Pirates. As he fouls it off and evens a count at 2-2. Played in 8 games with the Pirates in 2010, 23 games last year with the Pirates, and was signed by the Red Sox to a minor league free agent deal during the offseason. I feel like we saw him every day during spring training.
We did.
That's probably why then. Line down the left field line, but it will hook foul. Next half inning, Jenny Dell will get us an update on Clay Buchholz, and it sounds like the news is good in that area. We'll find out for sure next half inning. Two pitch. Swing and a miss. Siriaco chases the breaking ball and strikes out. First K for Freddie Garcia, 2 down.
Once again, the breaking ball off the outside part of the plate. Looks like it might have been a splitter that time from Garcia.
2 down here in the first inning, and David Ortiz, a batter. 308, 22 home runs and 56 runs batted in. The slugging percentage up over 600 at 609 for Big Papi. Not the full shift here, but they do have Cano duck into short right field. He is deep at second base.
Yeah, the Yankees very seldom put the full shift on for David Ortiz. They do put Cano back on the outfield grass, but they do not shift the shortstop to the right side of the infield.
David last night 3 for 4 in the game with an RBI. He's on base 4 times as he was intentionally walked as well. Two and one. David's now played in 83 of 84 games for the Red Sox this season. As Adrian Gonzalez waits on deck behind him, batting in the cleanup spot. Ball 3. Garcia wanted that. Ball 4, and he loses Ortiz. First base runner of the day for Boston comes with 2 outs in the first inning.
Let's take a look at the Yankees defense. They are 3rd in the American League with 40 errors on the season. Alex Rodriguez at third base. Jason Nix, the shortstop. Robinson Cano at second. And Mark Teixeira, the first baseman. Left to right, Andrew Jones, Darnell McDonald, and Nick Swisher. And Chris Stewart doing the catching for Freddie Garcia.
2 down, Ortiz at first, and here comes Adrian Gonzalez. Adrian at 280, 6 homers, 45 runs batted in, and a 16-game hitting streak coming into today's action. Knocked down by Stewart for ball 1. Adrian hitting at 368 during the 16-gamer. Longest active run in the majors and the club's longest hitting streak of the year. Chop to first, and it's a fair ball. Teixeira will take it himself to the bag to end the bottom of the first inning. We are through 1 from Fenway with the Yankees on top, 4-0. As leading off is Darnell McDonald for the Yankees. Chris Stewart and then Derek Jeter to bat here in the second inning. Yankees scoring 4 times in the first as McDonald last night came into the game defensively It's at .214 this year. 2 homers, 9 runs batted in. Member of the Red Sox. Designated for assignment and finds a home in New York. Made his Yankees debut here last night as a defensive replacement in the left field. His first at bat in a Yankees uniform is right now. The 2-0 popped up right side. Adrian Gonzalez into foul ground. 1 down. Come enjoy the Red Sox Family Pack ticket special at Fenway Park during the Chicago White Sox series, July 16th through the 19th. With every ticket purchase, you receive a complimentary Fenway Frank and complimentary soda. Go to RedSox.com to get your Red Sox Family Pack ticket special today. 1 out in the second inning. Chris Stewart, the catcher. Stewart acquired by the Yankees from San Francisco in exchange for right-handed pitcher George Kuntos. Pitch is going to miss, and it's 1-1. Third stint with the Yankees organization. He had signed as a minor league free agent. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Good breaking ball that time from Morales. Had a little snap to it that time. Going down and in on Stewart.
The Yankees as a team are 15-8 when Stewart has been starting. Dustin Pedroia on the DL, and Cody Ross getting ready for game 2 of the day-night doubleheader. As Ross off for the first game, at least to begin it, with Brent Lillibridge getting the start in right field. .29 first inning pitches for Franklin Morales. Surrenders 4 runs in the inning, and now trying to settle down here in the second as 1 out. Trying to come in with a 2-2. Fouled off to the right, out of play. Top of the Yankees order, Derek Jeter waiting on deck as the Yankees bat here in the second inning. Swing and a miss. First strikeout for Franklin Morales. 2 down.
Last time Morales had 7 strikeouts. His high in the season is 9 against the Chicago Cubs. That was in his first start. That's fastball just sailed up and away from Stewart for the strikeout.
Two down in the second inning. Here's Derek Jeter, second time through here for the Yankees against Franklin Morales. Singled and scored in the first inning. It's his second look here, Morales of the day. Well, all of us at the Red Sox and Nesson want to tell you about a special guest at Fenway today. Florence Haynes of Needham was invited to the ballpark today as a special guest of the Red Sox, because not only is Fenway Park celebrating its 100th anniversary, but Florence is celebrating her 100th birthday earlier this year on February 27th. We hope Florence and her family enjoy the day here at Fenway Park. Morales ahead of Jeter, 0-2. Jerry and I are celebrating the 100th year anniversary again today with our shirts.
Yes.
Warm day at Fenway Park.
Warm, sticky, muggy. I guess fortunate that the sun's not shining right now, because it'll probably be about 10 degrees warmer here at the ballpark than what it is right now.
1-2 is to third base. Gomez plays the hop and throws out Jeter. It's a 1-2-3 second, a much better result for Morales, but it's still a 4-0 Yankees lead. Bottom of the second inning back at Fenway Park. It's 4-0 New York as Mauro Gomez fouls one off down by the shoe tops. Gomez, Kalish, and Aviles in the second inning for the Red Sox. Gomez 273 so far with the Red Sox, getting his second straight start at third base. He was there last night and again there today. Two for 5 game here last night for Gomez, which included his first Major League RBI. Fouled off to the right, 1-2. Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center, the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox, is celebrating Fenway's centennial with 100 pitches for good health. Sign up for your daily health tip and then tell us what you do to stay healthy at NESN.com/BIDMC. You'll be entered to win a NESN Healthy Prize Pack. 1-2 is fouled back. What do you do, Jerry, to stay so healthy?
What do I do?
Is there anything in particular you could share?
Actually, my diet's not bad. I don't have a bad diet. I get plenty of rest.
You've cut ice cream completely out of your diet, I noticed.
Well, for now. And, I get plenty of rest and try to get my checkups as needed.
So you got lots of stuff. This is on the ground to third base. A-Rod's got it. Plants and throws, and dug out by Teixeira. Let's check in with Jenny Dell.
Don, Clay Buchholz has been out since June 19th after suffering from an erosion in his esophagus that created internal bleeding. The right-hander is feeling much better and updated us on his status.
Yeah, I mean, everything's fine. I've been throwing for about 6 days now. I think probably going to try to get out to Pawtucket tomorrow and get a couple innings under my belt, and then I think they're trying to slate me for that second game in Tampa.
Manager Bobby Valentine said Buchholz is scheduled to throw about 40 pitches during tomorrow's outing with Pawtucket, which you can see live on NESN. The manager went on to say that bearing a setback, Buchholz would then slot into the rotation during the series against Tampa. That's next weekend after the All-Star break. Don?
All right, Jane, thank you very much. Yeah, initially yesterday it looked like it was going to be a second time through the rotation in the second half, but that has now kind of changed as Clay is closer than we thought.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting the second time through, but that's obviously changed, as you mentioned, Don, and we could see him in the Tampa series if everything goes well tomorrow.
Join John Risch and Bob Montgomery tomorrow at 1 o'clock. 1-2 pitches. Strike 3 to Kalish. Second strikeout for Garcia. 2 down.
Those strikeouts coming on breaking balls from Garcia. A little slider to the outside part of the plate. Alex Rodriguez making the backhanded play, and then the pick at first base by Teixeira. Teixeira saves an awful lot of errors through the course of the season, just as Adrian Gonzalez does. Two very, very good defensive first basemen.
Vilas sends one out to right field in the direction of Nick Swisher. Puts it away, and Freddie Garcia has a 1-2-3 second inning. 4-0 New York through 2 from Fenway. Is brought to you in part by Eastern Bank, the official bank of the Red Sox television network. Tradition, history, and a commitment to everyone on our team. These are just a few of the things Eastern Bank is made of. Find out more at easternbank.com. Cloud-covered Fenway Park. The lights are on here at Fenway as we head to the third inning. And Mark Teixeira, Alex Rodriguez, Robinson Cano expected. 2, 3, and 4 for New York. Teixeira flied out to the left fielder Daniel Nava in the first inning. Morales surrendering 4 runs in the first, back-to-back home runs for New York. First, a 3-run home run by Nick Swisher, followed by a solo shot by Andrew Jones, and the Yankees jumping out to the 4-0 advantage that continues here into the third inning.
So the Yankees over the last 2 nights have scored 9 runs in the first inning.
Yankees started the day with a 5.5 game lead over the Baltimore Orioles. Red Sox with a loss last night, now 8.5 back of the Yankees. Next opponent for the Red Sox would be the Tampa Bay Rays after the break in St. Pete. And as we talked about at length last night, the schedule really is going to get pretty difficult here moving forward. after the All-Star break and really beginning here with this Yankees series. 3-2. Fouled straight back to the screen.
Teixeira, a 245 hitter from the right side, a 254 hitter from the left side of the plate. 6 of his home runs coming right-handed.
That's ball 4, and the first walk given up by Morales. Charlie Moore's summer of fun continues Sunday night as he heads down to New Jersey to try shark and bass fishing and a little gambling with the locals. Catch the fishing and the fun tomorrow night at 6 on Charlie Moore Outdoors. Lead runner on for the Yankees for the second time in the game, and Mark Teixeira's Alex Rodriguez bats. A-Rod flying out to right field in the first inning. One pitch is in there for a strike, and it is 0-2. On the ground and by the dive. Gomez at third base into left. Teixeira will take second on the single for Alex Rodriguez, and the first 2 Yankees have reached here in the third inning.
Well, A-Rod's been in a good groove in this series against the Red Sox. He quickly gets it by Murrow Gomez at third base on a ball that's up in the strike zone, top of the strike zone. Gomez into the dive, no chance to get it. So the first 2 runners on for the Yankees here in the third inning.
A-Rod 6 for 16 in the season series so far against Boston, and at first base with Teixeira at second and nobody out. Here comes Robinson Cano. Cano hit by a pitch in the first inning, scored the Yankees' second run. Rattled foul and out of play. Cano jumping on that first pitch. This is the only day baseball going on in the majors. Everything else is tonight.
It's kind of strange for a Saturday afternoon.
Yes. Action in the Red Sox pen. Last night we saw Justin Germano first up, and it's the same thing here today, but it is now in the third inning rather than the first inning. Bobby Valentine having him get up here. Morales has allowed the first 2 to reach in the third inning, already trailing 4-0 in the game. Teixeira at second, Rodriguez at first with nobody out here in the third inning. One and 2 to Cano. The Boss returns to Fenway Park this summer. Don't miss out on the opportunity to see Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band perform live at Fenway Park on August 15th. Tickets are still available, so get them now at livenation.com. One-two pitch is going to miss. It's 2-2. Fights this one off foul, still 2-2. Cano finished June with 11 home runs, highest ever total for a calendar month. It's 9 home runs in his last 17 games. And 20 home runs on the year as we get very close to the break. Swinging a foul off Shopik, still 2-2. Fourth straight season the Cano has had 20 or more home runs. Joins Joe Gordon from 1938 through 1941 as the only Yankees second baseman to accomplish that feat.
Meeting at the mound between Adrian Gonzalez and Franklin Morales.
Nick Swisher waits on deck. Still nobody out here for New York in the third inning. In the air, foul. Morales taking a long time in between pitches. This will be the 8th pitch of this at bat coming up for Robinson Cano. Morales, who gave up 4 runs in the first, had a clean 1-2-3 second. Now in a jam here in the third. Swinging a foul tip into the catcher's mitt for strike 3. Second strikeout for Morales. He needed that. It's out number 1 of the inning.
Both strikeouts for Morales coming on the fastball. This one up and away from Robinson Cano. After fouling off some pitches inside, back away they go to Cano to pick up the strikeout.
Now Nick Swisher, who hit a 3-run home run in the first inning, his 13th home run of the year, and hits him an even 50 RBIs now in the season. Throw to first, and perhaps that's what they were talking about, as Aaron will be tagged out. Taking third base is Teixeira. That play perhaps has been in the works for a little while, as Gonzalez did visit the mound a few pitches ago, and they pull it off. They get the one out.
You're exactly right, because Alex Rodriguez had been getting huge secondary leads at first base and huge leads before the pitch is even made. And Gonzalez has been noticing that the last couple of nights, so that meeting they had about 5 pitches ago pays off in a pickoff.
So 2 down, Teixeira 90 feet away, and Swisher looks at ball 1. Next half inning, we'll get caught up on a special program. Jenny Dell will fill us in on it coming up next half. Two and 0. Not the same kind of control that we have seen in Morales' outings displayed today by Franklin to this point.
Now the pitch count very high, 63 total here in the third inning.
It's that one by Swisher at 94 miles an hour.
Of course, that's not unusual. Both these clubs will make pitches have high pitch counts early in the game.
Up high, ball 3, which always gives you the possibility of the 4-hour Yankee Red Sox battle on any given day and any given time.
I figure anything shorter than 4 hours is a bonus.
.359 last night, Jerry. We just came up shy of
bonus.
Popped up foul back and out of play. Franklin again back in behind the mound. I've already used my in the midst of a meeting with himself line, so I can't run it out there again, but he's had about 6 different conferences with himself.
I would just use it every time, Don. I mean, why not? That's exactly what he's doing.
3-2 pitch coming up for Nick Swisher, and time called. Shopik asked for it. Three-two pitch to Nick Swisher is rattled foul into the luxury boxes. Now is your chance to win a 2-year lease on a brand new Buick Verano and a behind-the-scenes NESN fan experience at the ballpark. Take a test drive during the month of July and be entered for a chance to win the Experience Buick New England Sweepstakes. You'll also receive a complimentary $50 debit card just for taking a test drive. So head to your nearest participating Buick dealer today. 3-2 pitch coming up to Nick Swisher. That is ball 4, and Morales loses him. Second walk given up at the inning and of the outing for Franklin Morales. Bob McClure, the pitching coach, headed out. Andrew Jones coming up, homered in the first inning as the Yankees went back-to-back. First Nick Swisher, then Andrew Jones, who gets his 8th home run of the year. Morales allowing 4 runs in the first inning. Pitching line is brought to you by Ace Ticket. Franklin Morales 2 2/3 deep so far. 4 hits, 4 runs, all coming in the first. He's walked 2, struck out 2, and did have a 1-2-3 second inning, but otherwise it has been with men on here for New York. And this next pitch will be the 69th for Franklin Morales with 2 outs here in the 3rd inning. Strike 1 to Andrew Jones. Jones signed by the Yankees to a 1-year deal. Now 34 years of age and in his second year with New York. Last year had 13 home runs, 33 runs batted in, coming off the bench for the Yankees. Shopik holds on to the foul tip, and it's 1-2.
What a pleasure it was to watch Andrew Jones play center field in his prime. He made it look so easy out there.
And of course, that prime coming within the 1,761 games as a member of the Braves. Is it 421 career home runs? Go to first, and they got him picked off. That very good move from Morales just got Swisher. 2 pickoffs in the inning. 4-0 Yankees. Shopik, Lillibridge, and Nava scheduled to face Freddie Garcia. One day in the bleachers, one day here at Fenway Park. Overall, as Shopik gets the start in game 1 of the day-night doubleheader. 267 average, 4 homers and 12 runs batted in.
El Morales certainly helping himself that inning with a couple of pickoffs. One to Alex Rodriguez and then getting Swisher at first base.
Last 15 games, Kelly Shopik hits at .289. Red Sox are 18-9 in his 27 previous starts. One pitch coming up here to Shopik. Joe, I don't know if you noticed the other night on the plane that Kelly Shopik has got a new friend. It's a baby hedgehog. It's his newest pet, and he's looking to figure out a name for the hedgehog.
Well, I think his kids named it 3 different names.
Which could be confusing.
Yeah, I got it from John Jaso, former teammate of his, when we were out in, Seattle?
I had no idea that hedgehogs were good pets.
I didn't know what a hedgehog was.
What are the results of the naming? Girls decided on Oliver Rainbow Sparkles. You're right. It's really 3 names all in one. He's happy to have another guy in the house. Do you let it like roam free? Does it live in a cage? Look out, bat into the seats. Yeah, looks like everybody's all right.
Everybody reaching up, everybody getting a piece of that bat, and fortunately nobody getting hurt in the stands. Yeah, the Hedgehog, I don't know. You know, I think you can let it loose, but you got to be careful because they can probably take off pretty quickly on you.
I would think. I'm told he's in a cage.
Oh, no, he's in a cage. We saw him in the cage on the airplane.
Yeah, but I'm just wondering, like, you leave the house, do you leave him out?
No, I don't think you should leave him out. No. They'd be hard to find.
I would think so. It's very small. And how big do they grow is the other question. I mean, apparently Jenny has more info as Lillibridge will take ball one. Jenny, what do you know about hedgehogs?
I talked to Kelly about it, and the hedgehog lives in a cage. He has a little wheel in there if he needs to get some exercise, but he has this little home, and that's where he kind of hangs out. It's like this shell-like figure that it just sits in. It does not roam free.
Well, that's good news.
Yeah.
Very important information.
Do you know how big they get?
He said it doesn't get too big. He's going to bring it into Fenway at the next homestand, so we can show the fans at home the picture.
Little dribbler that stays foul, 2-2.
Now, it's kind of funny to see him carrying it throughout the clubhouse and on the plane. He took very good care of it, bought it food, all that stuff on the road trip, but before bringing it home to the kids.
Hedgehog making the long trip from San Francisco to Boston, cross-country trip back from the West Coast. Pitch 40 for Garcia is a check swing foul.
Nice play, two hands, a little bit of a stumble going back to the back seat, but still nice play.
Lillibridge to right field. Nick Swisher manning right field. 2 down in the inning. Well, tonight at 10, join Dale Arnold for Nesson Daily, presented by Sun Life Financial. We'll have a complete recap, including player reaction from today's doubleheader at Fenway, plus highlights from the Wimbledon women's singles final as Serena Williams looks for her 5th title. All this and much more on Nesson Daily tonight at 10, only on Nesson.
You know, ever since we mentioned that you're going to Vermont on the All-Star break, you've been getting tweet after tweet after tweet. I mean, the paparazzi is going to be following you all over.
You think so?
I think so. You've got quite a response, haven't you?
Well, I'm looking forward to going. The people, fine people of Vermont have reached out, and looking forward to what is 4 days for us this year, which is unusual. The ESPN taking Sunday night, so we actually have 4 days before we travel to Tampa on Thursday. Red Sox are going to work out Tampa on Thursday.
Yeah, if you're trying to follow the Red Sox today, it's, of course, us now. It's Fox tonight and ESPN tomorrow night. So
this is it for us.
We get an extra day of All-Star break, and Don will be in Vermont. Leaving tonight or tomorrow?
Leaving tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning?
Yeah. Where are you going to be, Jerry, for the couple of days? You heading back to Aruba, or?
No, I'm going. Matter of fact, I'm going for my 6-month CAT scan on Monday. I'm going to a farm on Tuesday, and I'm going to take a me day on Wednesday.
All right. Swing and a miss for Daniel Knob. Enjoy the farm. I think you'll really like it. 4-0. The Yankees have the lead at the end of 3. Trivia question. What will Jerry be doing on his me day? No, that's not the question. Who are the only two players to make at least two All-Star teams as both a Yankee and a member of the Red Sox? So the answer for you a little bit later.
Actually, the me day will be cleaning up from the farm day. Good day to get a haircut, too, before you start the second half, you know.
Trim up your moss.
Yeah, a little bit of that. Get pampered a little bit.
Pedicure, manicure, or
maybe a pedicure.
Andrew Jones leading it off here in the fourth inning. It's a 4-0 New York lead. Jones, Nix, and McDonald to bat as Andrew Jones was batting when Nick Swisher was picked off first base, and now hits one high in the air to left field again. Nava back there at the wall, and this ball is gone. 43rd career multi-home run game for Andrew Jones. His second of the day, 9th of the season, and the Yankees add to their lead. It's now 5-0 New York.
Now, this by far the worst start that Morales has had in a Red Sox uniform. Andrew Jones picking up his second home run, and both of them coming on fastballs. Fastball right down the middle that time, and Andrew Jones again into the monster seats.
So 5-0 Yankees as Jason Nix now stands in, the shortstop, who takes a pitch outside, ball one. But a very frustrating day for Franklin Morales, and this does not help. One-0 is a high drive to deep left field. And this blast is out of Fenway Park for Jason Nix. Third home run of the year. Yankees lead at 6-0. Second time today that they've gone back-to-back. They are having fun.
Well, again, you know, we mentioned the Yankees leading the American League in home runs, and boy, are they showing that here this afternoon in Game 1 of this day-night doubleheader. Nix picks up his third home run of the season, and this may be the deepest one hit so far.
Here's a pop-up as Adrian Gonzalez will go into foul ground for the first out of the fourth inning. One down here in the fourth, and the number 9 man, Chris Stewart, coming up. In there for strike one. Justin Germano still warming. He has been quite a bit here in the early portions of this game. We're into the fourth now, and it's not yet been called upon. Morales continuing to work. Here's an 0-1. Prior to today, Franklin Morales had never allowed more than 2 home runs in a game. He's given up 2 home runs to Andrew Jones and 2 others. Deep third, Gomez can't pick it. It's off his glove and down the line. Run down by Aviles as into second base goes Stewart. He'll get there standing.
This will probably go as an error, I would think, on Gomez down at third base. Tries to go to the backhand. The ball bounces right off his glove. Gets a good hop right there and just cannot make the play.
They have charged him with an error. That'll do it for Franklin Morales. The pitching change from Fenway with the Yankees on top 6-0.
Enter the Foxwoods Red Sox Grand Slam giveaway, and you could get called up to train with the pros. Play on the field, get your own locker, wear an authentic uniform, and more. Enter at Foxwoods, official partner of the Boston Red Sox. Learn more at foxwoods.com.
Tough day for Franklin Morales, who is still responsible for Chris Stewart at first base. It's 6-0 New York, as this call to the bullpen is brought to you by New England Ford Dealers. Justin Germano into the game for the Red Sox. Germano's numbers with the Pawtucket Red Sox: 9-4, the 2.40 earned run average. He was starting games, and opponents hitting just .211 against Germano. Signed as a minor league free agent in January. 79 career appearances, 36 of them starts in 6 major league seasons between San Diego, Cincinnati, and Cleveland. He was called up on Wednesday and named as an International League All-Star, as we talked about earlier. But here in the majors with the Red Sox and facing Derek Jeter, who is 1 for 2 today. Takes the 1-0 for strike one. Jeter is single in the first, scored a run, and then grounded out to third in the second. On the ground to third base, Gomez has got it. And it's in time for out number 2 as we check in with Jenny.
Don, during today's pregame ceremony, the Red Sox donated $5,000 to Birthday Wishes. It's a volunteer organization that provides birthday parties for homeless children. And the executive director and co-founder, Lisa Vasiloff, believes that every child deserves a birthday party.
10 years ago, a couple of friends of mine and I were lamenting the fact that there wasn't a good place for our young kids to volunteer. There wasn't a place for them to give back in a way that had meaning to them. So we thought that birthday parties would be something that they could really understand, and we figured there were probably a lot of kids who didn't get birthday parties. So we called a homeless shelter and asked if our families could come in and throw parties there every month. So it really started as a family project, and fast forward 10 years, we have 6 offices across Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Long Island, New York, and about 14,000 kids homeless kids attended Birthday Wishes parties this past year.
Birthday Wishes remains committed to only using volunteers, engaging over 500 per month, half of whom are children and young adults. Last year, Birthday Wishes provided the experience of a birthday party to more than 10,000 homeless children. To learn more on how you can volunteer, go to birthdaywishes.org. Don?
Sounds like a great program. Thank you very much, Jenny. We wish them well, and continuing in their endeavors as Mark Teixeira bats here with 2 outs in the inning and Stewart at second base. This is hooked to right. Lillibridge will get there to make the catch that ends the inning. Well, the Yankees have gone back-to-back again, this time in the 4th. They lead it 6-0 after 3.5. Red Sox home game. Dunkin' Donuts hosts a nonprofit children's organization. Thousands of kids have had the chance to catch a Sox game thanks to Dunkin' Donuts. Today we welcome members of the Village program for youth in Boston. Dunkin' Donuts, committed to the community. Pedro Siriaco leading it off here for the Red Sox in the bottom of the 4th inning. Struck out in the 1st inning. Four strikeouts and all for Freddie Garcia. Was not allowed a hit through the first 3 innings. Just the walk for David Ortiz, only base runner for the Red Sox. And Garcia has worked one over the minimum. Line and caught, but short by Nix for the first out of the 4th inning.
Ball hit very hard by Siriaco, but right at Jason Nix, the shortstop. Sinking line drive. Picks it before it hits the dirt. First out of the inning.
Here's David Ortiz, who has the only walk of the day for the Red Sox. Only base runner for Boston so far, with 1 out here in the 4th inning. That's a strike, and it's 1-1 to Big Papi. Game 2 of the day-nighter here today will have Felix Dubron matched up against Phil Hughes. Dubron 8-4 against Hughes, 9-6, and of course that action tonight on Fox. With ESPN moving in for tomorrow night's Sunday night game of the week. Ortiz to left, and this ball is going to grab some wall. Andrew Jones plays the carom, and it's a very long single for Big Papi. First hit of the day for the Red Sox comes here in the 4th inning.
And it's a good thing Papi stopped at first base, because Jones played that very well off the left field wall. There's the off-speed pitch, the change-up. Ortiz going to the opposite field with it. That's been the impressive thing about David. Those off-speed pitches away, not trying to pull him, just taking him to the opposite field. Ortiz thinking about 2, but nope. Put the brakes on, big fella.
1 down, 1 on. Adrian Gonzalez coming up. David, the Red Sox lone all-star representative. Does seem very strange here to only have 1 player at the moment going to the All-Star game to represent the Red Sox. Years they've had 5 and 6 on a regular basis.
That certainly does. And Big Papi, of course, representing the Red Sox.
This is flared to right center, and it's going to get in for a base hit. Back-to-back hits now for the Red Sox, with 1 out in the 4th as they try to make some noise.
17 straight games now for Gonzalez. .371 through those 17 games. Gets the line drive into center field for the base hit. Gonzalez had lifted his average to 280 coming into the game today.
Two on, 1 away for Mauro Gomez. Grounded out to third base in the 2nd inning. Thought about it. Did he go? They'll check. No, says Lance Barrett at first base. into right field, a base hit. Ortiz is going to be waved around by Jerry Royster. Throw will go to short, and David is in. Red Sox grab their first run of the day. So Ortiz starts it with a single, and he comes in. It's now 6-1 New York. Something to cheer about here for the Fenway faithful for the first time today.
Now, because of the breaking ball, Cano was playing a little bit more up the middle, and Gomez goes to the opposite field with it. So 3 straight hits for the Red Sox. Pick up their first one of the ball game.
Two on, one away. And Ryan Kalish, the batter, he struck out looking in the second inning. Four strikeouts on the day for Freddie Garcia. Got the first out of the inning on a lineout. But since then, 3 straight hits and a run for the Red Sox. Adrian Gonzalez at second. Mauro Gomez at first, and 1 down. On the ground towards second base. Cano to second for 1, on to first. It's a double play. And it ends the inning as the Red Sox get a run in the inning on the board. At the end of 4, it's 6-1 New York. Eastern Bank, listening, guiding, and being there for kids in need. That's what Eastern Bank and Adrian and Betsy Gonzalez are made of, which is why we've teamed up to support youth mentoring programs throughout Massachusetts. To find out more, go to easternbank.com/Adrian. Light breeze blowing out, and the Yankees have used it to their advantage so far. 4 home runs in the game for New York as they come to bat in the 5th inning. Red Sox are on the board with a run in the bottom of the 4th inning, but still trail by 5. And it's Alex Rodriguez who leads it off here in the 5th inning. His Fly to right, singled, and was picked off first base. Franklin Morales picked off 2 in the same inning. Got A-Rod at first and Nick Swisher later on to end the inning at first base. Morales charged with all 6 runs the Yankees have. Justin Germano got the final 2 outs of the 4th inning and back out there to start the 5th. Mentioned he was starting games in Pawtucket, and he may go a while today. Robinson Cano waiting on deck. Then we'll see Nick Swisher in the inning. Strike 3 call. Alex Rodriguez looking back at Ed Hickok's first strikeout for Justin Germano.
Well, actually, Kelly Shopick wanted this fastball inside, but it picks up the outside corner. Shopick reaching across his body, and the strikeout call made. That gentleman letting A-Rod know where the Yankee dugout is.
1 out in the 5th. Just trying to be helpful, that's all. Cano jolts this out towards the triangle in right center. He'll get down and jump up into the seats. Ground rule double for Robinson Cano. That got out there in a hurry.
Now Robinson Cano gets the lefty out of the ball game. He been hit by a pitch, struck out, but now first pitch he sees from the right-hander. Doubles into the stands for the ground rule double. Out toward the 420, bounces up over the Jordan's Furniture sign.
Now 13-game hitting streak for Cano. We've been hit by a pitch in the first, struck out in the 3rd, now doubles here in the 5th. As Nick Swisher stands in, he is homered and walked his home run, a 3-run job back in the 1st inning. Now the Yankees had a major league high 126 home runs coming into the game today, and they have 4 today, so now 130. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Including now 29 home runs over their last 16 games. Andrew Jones has 2 of them today, 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 4th. He'll bat next. Two-1 is just going to miss. 3-1. That'll bounce in for ball 4, and Swisher down to first base. Second time that he has walked today. First walk allowed by Germano. It's time now for the answer to today's AT&T trivia question. We're the only 2 players to make at least 2 All-Star teams as both a Yankee and a Red Sox. Answer: Wade Boggs and Roger Clemens. Boggs was an 8-time All-Star with Boston. The 8 were in succession from 1985 through 1992. He was an All-Star the next 4 seasons with New York, giving him 12 total. Clemens was a 5-time selection with Boston, 2 times with the Yankees. Clemens actually made multiple All-Star teams with 4 organizations. Made 2 trips with the Toronto Blue Jays and in 2 seasons with Houston as well. Little pop-up. Gonzalez racing into foul ground, but can't get there.
Not hit high enough or deep enough for Gonzalez to get there. Playing behind that runner at first base.
So another chance here for Andrew Jones with 2 on, 1 away. Cano at second, Swisher at first. That'll drop in there for strike 2 for a ball from Germano.
So far we've seen the fastball, the curveball, and we've also seen the changeup.
Well, it is time again for Picnic in the Park, and Farrell Lester checks in with Cheney next half inning. We'll learn more about it. 0-2 is rolled over foul, and it hangs at 0-2. Chopped down the third baseline. It is a foul ball. Indication from the third base umpire Mark Carlson right down the line.
Clearly in foul territory and bouncing out of the glove of Mauro Gomez. A lot of pressure coming up to play third base at the big league level after pretty much being, what, a first baseman down at AAA. DH. But options are limited.
Bobby Valentine talking about Will Middlebrooks before the game, and took some good swings in the cage yesterday. Thought it might be okay today. But Bobby certainly erring on the side of caution. He says if you feel good after kind of a muscle pull type situation, why not go an extra day even after that, after you feel good? And starting to sound like we may not see him until we get to the second half. And Jerry, it makes sense. If you're not going to play in the day-nighter today, you might as well take that all-star break for some more rest.
Yeah, we'll see what tonight brings. We have no idea what tonight's lineup will look like or what his workout was like prior to the game today.
That'll just miss. Some close pitches. 2-2.
Didn't miss by very much if it did miss. Just outside. 7 pitches of the at-bat for Andrew Jones.
And a 9-pitch at-bat in the first inning before he went deep. Now fouls went off at the plate. Still 2-2. Well, as Jenny mentioned, Clay Buchholz is making his way back to the Sox rotation. His next step is a start at Pawtucket tomorrow. We'll have it for you live on NESN as the Paw Sox are at McCoy to host the Syracuse Chiefs. Join John Risch and Bob Montgomery for all the live action. First pitch is at 1 o'clock. Jacoby Ellsbury playing for the Pawtucket Red Sox today. Swinging a foul tip. Strike 3. Second strikeout for Germano. 2 down here in the 5th.
And both strikeouts for Germano coming on the fastball. He got A-Rod on the fastball. Will start the inning off. Now it gets Jones. Took a little bit off that time at 87.
Two down in the 5th as Jason Nix coming up. He lined to center in the first and then hit a home run in the 4th inning. The Yankees have gone back-to-back twice today. Swisher and Jones in the first inning, then Jones and Nix in the 4th inning. It's all part of a 6-1 Yankees lead. And it's ball 1 to Nix. was called up from AAA Scranton Wilkes-Barre back on May 3rd. He's appeared in games at the Major League level for Colorado, the White Sox, Indians, Blue Jays, and now the Yankees. Ball 2, 2-1. Darnell McDonald waits on deck with 2 outs here in the 5th. Franklin Morales charged with the 6 runs the Yankees have. They 2 men on here in the 5th, and now a ground ball foul evens a count of 2-2. Well, for every Red Sox game that goes into extra innings or the Sox earn a save, CVS Pharmacy will make a donation to Boston Children's Hospital towards their $25,000 donation this season. Look out. That one to the backstop, and the runners will move up. Cano to third base, Swisher to second base, and it's second and third now with 2 outs.
Now Germano just uncorks a fastball that gets away from him and up over the head of Nix. Now 2 men in the scoring position for the Yankees.
Outside ball 4, he loses him. Second walk of the inning given up by Germano, and bases now loaded for New York. Darnell McDonald is being called back. Dwayne Wise will pinch it here for Darnell McDonald. I want to remind you this copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Boston Red Sox may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Boston Red Sox. Bob McClure, the pitching coach, out to talk to Justin Germano with Dwayne Wise coming up here for New York. Darnell McDonald had been 0 for 2 today, fouling out twice to Adrian Gonzalez. Well, Dwayne Wise was a 9th inning defensive replacement last night. In there for strike 1. Signed to a major league contract. Called up from AAA Scranton Wilkes-Barre on May the 4th. Former member of the Chicago White Sox. May have offered it that. I think he did. And it's 0-2. Wise grounds one softly back to Germano. He'll go to first for the out, and Germano out of the jam. The Yankees leave him loaded in the 5th. Halfway through this one, it's 6-1 New York. Brought to you by Eastern Bank. At Eastern Bank, we're made of historic milestones, and now our home team has reached one of its own. Congratulations on this special anniversary from one Boston institution to another. Now Dwayne Wise staying in the game after he pinch hit for Darnell McDonald. Takes over in center field. As leading it off for the Red Sox is Mike Aviles here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Freddie Garcia about to throw his 60th pitch of his outing, working into the 5th inning. Red Sox finally getting to him for a run in the 4th as breaking ball. It's 0-2. The key matchup is brought to you by New England Acura dealers. Goes 9 for 17 against Freddie Garcia with a home run. Is my imagination, or is it cooling off?
I think it might be cooling off. It's supposed to cool off a little bit during the day. I don't think it's ever got as warm as it was supposed to.
On the ground towards short. Nix charging. Throw on the run is going to be just in time to get Aviles. Good long look by Lance Barrett, first base umpire, but he calls him out.
Well, Nick starting this first game at shortstop. G to the DH. Makes a nice play here. Charging the ball. Gets the ball on the short hop right there. And the off-balance throw to first base to get Aviles, who was hustling all the way down the line.
One out here in the 5th inning. Kelly Shopik, strikeout victim in the 3rd inning. 4 strikeouts in the game for Freddie Garcia. As you may recall, last year, breaking spring training, the Yankees were looking for 4 or 5 starters, very similar to the Red Sox situation this spring training. They had to fill out the back end of their rotation, and it was Bartolo Colon and Freddie Garcia who really came to the rescue for New York last season and filled out the rest of the rotation. Garcia was 12-8 last year, 26 appearances, 25 of them were starts.
And Garcia stayed, and Colon off to Oakland, who we just saw on the last road trip.
1-1 will miss, ball 2, 2-1. Garcia breaking into the big leagues in 1999 with the Seattle Mariners, and he broke in a big way. He was a 17-game winner in his first season. Most games he's won in any season is 18, and that was in 01 with Seattle. Time with the White Sox, Tigers, back to the White Sox again, and now in New York for his second season. "36 years of age is Freddie Garcia. To equal the number on his back, the 2-2. It's tap foul, still 2-2. Tomorrow at noon, join Jenny Dell for the Ultimate Red Sox Show, presented by Cumberland Farms, for this week's Top 9 Countdown at the midway point of the season. Jenny will be looking back at the best of the first half. Catch the countdown tomorrow at noon on the Ultimate Red Sox Show, presented by Cumberland Farms.
Last inning, Jenny Dell almost caught a foul ball. A ground ball, foul ball that headed that direction.
Swing and a miss. Shopik chases after the breaking ball, and it's strikeout number 5 for Freddie Garcia. 2 down.
That's the second time they've got Shopik today on the breaking ball. 2 strikeouts. Slider away from Shopik. Kind of a typical Freddie Garcia start against the Red Sox, isn't it?
Seems that way. He has been very comfortable. Didn't give up a hit until the 4th inning, when David Ortiz finally singled off him. Red Sox would get 3 straight hits and a run. But he is back to getting people out, as he has retired the first 2 here in the 5th. Brent Lillibridge will line it to left. That's a base hit. 2-out single for Brent Lillibridge, his first hit in a Red Sox uniform.
Lillibridge not waiting around, jumping on that first pitch. It was a slider from Garcia, and he pulls it into left field for the base hit. So the Red Sox, who had no hits through the first 3 last inning, and now 1 here in the 5th.
Two outs here in the 5th. As Daniel Nava stands in with a runner at first. 0 for 2 day for the Red Sox left fielder. Nava popped out to first base in the first, struck out swinging in the 3rd inning. And lines one to right in for a base hit. Touching second inning for third is Lillibridge. The throw is cut off, and the Red Sox have something going with 2 down here in the 5th inning.
It's almost like Swish is saying, why'd you cut that ball off? It looked like it was right on target to third base, but cut off by Nix, the shortstop. Back-to-back base hits. Once again, the breaking ball from Garcia, and this time Nava with the base hit. Maybe lets that go, might be pretty close.
So first and third, 2 down. And Pedro Siriaco coming up here for the Red Sox. There is action in the Yankees pen as right-hander is up. It's actually Corey Wade who is up. Corey Wade, the 26th man on the roster today for the day-night doubleheader. Siriaco back to the mound. Freddie Garcia to first base underhanded. Gets out of the jam, and the Red Sox strand a pair. We're through 5. It is 6-1. The Yankees on top. A brand new Buick Verano and a behind-the-scenes NESN fan experience at the ballpark. Take a test drive during the month of July to be entered for a chance to win the Experience Buick New England sweepstakes. You'll also receive a complimentary $50 debit card just for taking a test drive. So head to your nearest participating Buick dealer today. Chris Stewart leading it off for New York here in the top of the 6th inning. Germano back to the mound, his 3rd inning of relief, and a pop-up. Back comes Shopik, but it'll land on the screen out of his reach. Low and away, 1-2 to Chris Stewart, who has struck out and reached on an error. Germano's been in the game since the 4th inning. All the runs the Yankees had charged to Franklin Morales. 2-2. Center field, and Ryan Kalish. One down in the top of the 6th inning. Now, before the game today, Fenway Park receiving a national recognition as part of the 100th anniversary celebration. National Park Service Director Jonathan B. Jarvis celebrating the designation by unveiling the National Register plaque during pregame ceremony here prior to Game 1 of the day-night doubleheader. National Register of Historic Places.
Thank you all for joining us on
Fenway Park has been here since 1912, home of the Red Sox.
It's pretty simple. You just got to do the math, right? For 100 years. Yeah. Gets a little confusing after this year, though. Then you got to really start to add up.
The 101 is going to throw you off. In the center field, finds its way through. And Derek Jeter has his 2nd hit of the day.
Now, Jeter's had a good series so far against the Red Sox. This only being Game 2 of the 4-game series, but his 2nd hit of the night right back up the middle. And Jeter continues to pile up the base hits.
Hitting the road, take the Red Sox with you this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Red Sox out-of-market game live online and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit RedSox.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. 1-on, Mark Teixeira. His fly to left, walked and lined out to right. Still looking for his 1st hit of the day. The Yankees have 8 hits and lead it 6-1. In there for strike 1. Foul back, 0-2. Next half inning, Tim McCarver, who is working tonight while Jerry and I are off, will join us. This is Game 1 of a day-night doubleheader. And Fox has the nightcap, so Tim is kind enough to join us next half inning. Swing and a miss, and Teixeira's down on strikes. It's a 3rd strikeout for Justin Germano. 2 down here in the 6th inning.
First one on a breaking ball, the other 2 on fastballs. This time he goes breaking ball away and probably off the plate to Teixeira, but Teixeira chases it for the strikeout.
Two down for Alex Rodriguez. 1 for 3 in the game, a single in the third inning. Fly to right in the first. Struck out in the fifth, wrapped around that single in the third. On the ground towards short, and Aviles will go to second base for the force out. That ends the inning. 5.5 done from Fenway. Yankees have a 6-1 lead. Sixth inning, it is 6-1. The Yankees have the lead. It's great to have with us guy who's going into the Hall of Fame, Tim McCarver. Great to see you.
Don. Thank you very much, Rim.
Well deserved.
You.
Well
Thanks,
deserved.
Don. Thank you very much, guys.
Well, we appreciate you coming on with us. You are working, of course, the nightcap here tonight and day-night doubleheader. You've done a few of these over the years, these Red Sox-Yankees games. They're not quick games.
No, they're not. No, they're not. And particularly now, I just hate to see so many injuries, really, with both teams. I mean, the Red Sox have 11 guys on the disabled list. And, when you're starting number 66, 55, 44, and 50, I mean, in July, it's almost like a March game that's turned into a July game for the Red Sox.
Very important series here for the Red Sox against the Yankees. Certainly much more important for the Red Sox than it is the Yankees this stage of the season.
Yeah. Yeah, and of course, people keep talking about, the wild card game and wild card position and stuff like that. I mean, when you think about it, I mean, it's the process of getting there. I don't think any of the players are even thinking about September right now.
I agree with you. I think their sights still are on first place, and I think that's why for the Red Sox this is such an important series. You're already 8.5 back right now.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about the new wild card, the two
I like
teams?
it.
You like it? How about the one-game playoff?
No, I like the one-game playoff, but the winner to get home field advantage over the first two games, I don't like that, and I think it'll be changed next year. This is a trial run. Why trial run it? I think the team that wins should have every advantage, including at least the first three games. And I don't think it would be unfair if he had 4 games to make it as tough on the wild card team as you can.
How much different do you think the trade deadline will be as a result now that more teams will feel like they're in it?
I think there'll be more activity. I don't know how much, but I think there'll be more activity on July 31st.
Let's get back to the Hall of Fame. You got to be looking forward to that. I mean,
2 weeks from today.
2 weeks from today.
Yeah, I think I've included everybody, at least in my mind. I mean, it's almost an exercise in going back over your life.
Yeah.
from high school on up to signing with the Cardinals and thinking about how much George Kissel, the legendary George Kissel, and Eddie Stanky and George Crow, who helped me with my hitting and everything. I don't think I'd have been able to hit Major League Baseball or be a catcher.
In the air down the left field line and at the wall, leaping and able to make the catch in left field. Andrew Jones, and Ortiz got to get back, and he will not. They turned that into a double play, and it looked like Big Papi got back. But Ortiz is called out, and quite a double play for New York. 2 down.
It looked like Teixeira had his foot off the bag, I thought.
Yeah, and at first it sounded also like the ball hit off the wall, but that might have been just Andrew Jones banging into the tin out there in left field. Andrew goes up. Yeah, he makes the catch. And then they double up Ortiz at first base. At first I thought that ball might have hit the wall first. Take a look at the throw back into first base.
He was off the bag, I thought.
Looked like the foot did come off the bag.
Yeah. Well, what a game Andrew Jones is having.
Wow.
Yeah,
Two
really
home runs today, and now this defensively. 2 outs in the 6th inning.
You've called all kind of World Series. Do you have a favorite?
I think there are 3 that stand out in my mind. The 1989 Earthquake Series in San Francisco. We were on the air at the time. The 2001 World Series, the Yankees and the Arizona Diamondbacks after 9-1-1. And I thought nothing could top that until last year. I mean, the Cardinals coming from nowhere, 10.5 back on August 25th. And then that Game 6 last year will go down as one of the best games in the history of World Series play.
Chop to third, and Gomez will throw out to end the inning. Tim, great to have you with us.
Thank you, Don.
Good luck with the Hall of Fame speech.
You guys are great.
By.
Thank you very much. I watch you all the time, and I'm telling you, I get a lot of stuff from you.
Yeah.
6-1. Yankees on top of the Red Sox. He'll be working it out. Covidien, a global healthcare products company, is a proud sponsor of the Red Sox Foundation, helping to address health needs in our communities. It's on to inning number 7 back at Fenway Park, 6-1. Yankees on top. Robinson Cano takes ball 1. Justin Germano has been in the game since the 4th inning. Our thanks to Tim McCarver for stopping by the booth. He will be working later on tonight as Fox has the nightcap, and It's amazing how many World Series that he has called.
It's incredible. And well-deserved going into the Hall of Fame.
One thing we did not get a chance to talk about was that Tim and I did a film together.
I know you wanted to bring that up, but we had a quick inning, so.
Unfortunately, we didn't get to that as Siriaco at second base. Now there's more interruption as we send it to Jenny Dell. Jenny?
Don, on Sunday, August 5th, the Red Sox are hosting a picnic in the park. Farrah Lester tells us about this one-of-a-kind experience at Fenway.
So Picnic in the Park, like you said, is August 5th, an hour after the game. It's the only time that fans can come out and get autographs from the entire team. There are 2 different ticket options. There's a general admission ticket, which food is included, the barbecue, or there's a MVP ticket where you can get a ticket to the game prior to the picnic.
As Farrah mentioned, the picnic in the park will showcase a 45-minute autograph session with Red Sox players, a barbecue dinner at Fenway's famous outfield, live entertainment, a goodie bag, and a live auction. For more information, visit redsox.com/picnic. Proceeds of this charitable fundraiser benefit the Red Sox Foundation's Red Sox Scholars and RBI programs. Don, I'm sorry to interrupt your movie talk.
No,
Back
it's
to you.
okay. It's okay. Very important. Picnic in the Park is a big event and one that raised a lot of money for the Red Sox Foundation over the years, and we look forward to that.
It's amazing, you talk about that movie all the time, and every time you get a residual check, you just show it to me. It's amazing. It's incredible the amount of money you're making off that movie.
I didn't remember bringing it up. I guess I mentioned it once or twice. I remember Ben Affleck was here with us. I had mentioned to him that my movie career hasn't taken off the way I had hoped. And there's some truth to that. You think you do one major motion picture that there'll be more to follow. This is into right center. Off the bat of Nick Swisher, and over is Lillibridge to play quickly. Swisher is on for the 4th time today. 2 hits and now 2 walks. He's had quite a game 1 today.
Sure has. That 3-run home run that kind of set the tone back in the first inning. A couple of walks and now the base hit. That was filmed up in Toronto, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we were in Toronto for 4 days. Hold on a second. Come to Copley Square for the first annual Boston Globe / WGBH Summer Arts Weekend, presented by Citizens Bank. This 3-day event will feature live stage theater, dance, and music for locals and visitors alike. Come celebrate summer this July 27th through the 29th. It's funny you asked, Jerry. Yes, we were there for 4 days, and it was supposed to look like Boston.
I know last time we were in Toronto, as a matter of fact, we took a ride around the circle that was supposed to look like Boston Common.
Exactly.
And that's where much of that film was actually filmed.
That's true.
But you were in a sound studio.
Yes, we were. They had created the set to look like our booth here. Harold Reynolds was along with Tim McCarver and I as Gonzalez in foul ground makes the catch for the 2nd out of the inning. But the movie did quite well. Of course, Drew Barrymore was in the movie. Jimmy Fallon also. And
I know you
others.
2 remain very close.
Yes, very close over the years. 2 down in the 7th inning is Jason Nix now bats. I don't think that Tim McCarver will mention in his Hall of Fame speech, however. This one is fouled off.
You never know when you read through the script, and sometimes things just pop back into your mind, and maybe that's something that'll jump right out at him. His enjoyable time he had with you in Toronto.
He's done many movies, as you might imagine. Did The Scout, which I think was his first movie. Albert Brooks. 0-1 is a fly ball to short right field. Lillibridge wanders in underneath it and puts it away to end the top of the 7th inning. At 7th inning stretch, the Yankees have a 6-1 lead in game 1. Eastern Bank. At Eastern Bank, our made of free checking has got nothing to hide, which means no fees or any other types of curveballs. Check out what else we're made of at easternbank.com. It is 6-1. The Yankees have the lead over the Red Sox. As into the bottom of the 7th inning goes Freddie Garcia. The pitching line brought to you by Lexus. 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 run. He's walked 2 and struck out 5. He's thrown 82 pitches. Red Sox getting to him for the 1 run back in the 4th inning. Red Sox have left 4 men on base through the first 6. And it's on to the bottom of the 7th inning. Ryan Kalish to lead it off here in the bottom of the 7th. Fly ball to center. Wise going back, and he'll make the catch. Wow. Long run for Dwayne Wise, who makes the grab out there in center field.
Long run and a great jump by Wise in center field. Sometimes it's very difficult for those center fielders to read the ball that's almost directly over their head. He immediately turns in the right direction and tracks it down, going back to that center field wall. Nice play by Wise.
One out in the 7th inning. Mike Aviles 0 for 2. Flied out to right. Grounded out to short. Of course, Dwayne Wise with the amazing catch in Mark Burley's perfect game. First batter of the 9th inning, Gabe Kapler, had appeared to take one out of the yard, and Dwayne Wise went back and made an incredible catch. He had entered that inning as a defensive replacement, and you can see what kind of defense he provides. We just saw it in person. One out in the 7th inning thanks to Dwayne Wise. Two-1 to Aviles. Fouled off 2-2. Action in the Yankees pen. Cody Epley, who we saw in last night's game, warming up for New York. Corey Wade had been warming up an inning ago. Two is low, full count. On deck is Kelly Shopik. Red Sox trailing by 5 runs. Aviles tried to hold up, ends up getting the bat for a foul ball. Still 3-2. Red Sox Nation, if you need medical care while at Fenway Park, visit the Beth Israel Deaconess First Aid Stand behind Section 12. Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center, the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox. Visit them at bidmc.org. 3-2 is fouled off to the right, out of play. Line to center. Wise is perfectly positioned. He handles out number 2. It's time for a game break, and Tom Caron, TC. Okay, Tom, thanks very much. And as we mentioned, that game will be right here on NESN, so fans can check out Clay Buchholz getting a tune-up before joining the Red Sox in Tampa Bay. 2 outs in the inning. Kelly Shopik takes a look at ball 1 from Freddie Garcia. Joe Girardi got to be very happy with what he's gotten from Freddie Garcia today.
Oh, absolutely. Especially the situation the Yankees have with their pitching staff and the injured pitchers. And to have Freddie Garcia come into the rotation and pitch like this against the Red Sox, very impressive.
Works here into the 7th inning with 2 outs. He struck out Shopik twice already today. That's a strike, and it's 2-1.
Kelly's seen a lot of breaking balls, a lot of sliders from Freddie Garcia this afternoon.
Prior to today, the longest outing for Garcia, 5 2/3 innings. Right now, he's 6 2/3 deep into this outing. And it's off the outside edge, 3-1. Brett Lillibridge waiting on deck. In there for strike 2, full count.
No fastball there on the 3-1 count either. Back to the slider.
In the air to left field for Shopik. This will head into the corner on a hop to the wall. Jones recovers it. Into second base, sliding goes Shopik with a 2-out double.
Well, Garcia continued to stay with the breaking ball, and this time Shopik gets on it right down that left field line. Into the corner for the 2-out double. I don't think you saw anything but breaking balls in that particular at bat.
Yeah, that's going to do it for Freddie Garcia as he gives up a 2-out double here in the 7th. Gives his team 6 2/3 innings. Cody Epley makes his way in at 6-1 New York. Tomorrow, Nesson's Red Sox coverage returns after the All-Star break on Friday for the Red Sox Game Day Live presented by Uno's with TC Eck and Tim Wakefield, as well as Jenny. At 6:30, they'll preview the series opener in Tampa as the Sox kick off the second half of the season with a 3-game set against the Rays. Live coverage begins at 6 only on Nesson. Now 2 down here in the 7th inning. Very well-pitched game today by Freddie Garcia. Gives the Yankees 6 2/3 innings. He hands it off to Cody Epley. 28th game, no record, a 2.91 earned run average. Opponent's hitting at 256 against Epley. He's given up 2 earned runs in his last 11 innings pitched and made his 27th appearance of the year last night as part of the Yankees win. He gave up a hit in a third of an inning. comes in to face the number 9 man Brent Lillibridge with 2 outs here in the 7th, and Kelly Shopik at second base. It's outside, and it's 1-1 to Lillibridge. Lillibridge got his first hit in a Red Sox uniform his last time up in the 5th inning.
A little bit nasty on right-handers, you know. Drops down to the side with that fastball slider. Pretty nasty slider that time to Lillibridge. A tall guy dropping down. Tough to pick up.
This is already his 3rd stint with the Yankees in 2012. One-two is on the ground to short. Jason Nix gathers and throws. Dug out again nicely on the backhand by Teixeira. And that wraps up the inning. We played 7 from Fenway Park. It's 6-1 New York. Bath. Count on Frank Webb's Bath Center, your FW Webb showroom. Selection, knowledge. We're here to help. Find your showroom at frankwebb.com. Now we head on to the 8th inning back at Fenway Park. The Yankees enjoy a 6-1 lead. And Justin Germano has quieted this Yankees offense ever since he's come into the game. Fly ball sent out to center field. And out there in center is Kalish to make the catch for the first out of the inning. Dwayne Wise batting for the first time flies out for out number 1. Germano has been in the game since the 4th inning. He came in after Franklin Morales was chased after 3 1/3, giving up 6 hits and 6 runs. Morales walked 2, struck out 2, and Germano has not allowed a run since coming in. 1 out for Chris Stewart. More importantly, Bobby Valentine has not had to unload the rest of his bullpen before game 2 of the day-night doubleheader. Broken bat, looper, out goes Aviles, and he won't get there. Drops in shallow center. And a base hit for Chris Stewart, his first of the day.
Broken bat, base hit. You could hear the crack of the bat on contact, but bloops it up over the head of Mike Aviles.
1 out, 1 on. And Derek Jeter, the batter. He has 2 singles in the game and has scored a run. Swing and a miss. The breaking ball has been good for Germano.
Curveball this time, down and away from Derek Jeter. The not quite 12-6, more like 12:30 to 6:30.
Foul back, 0-2. Mark Teixeira waiting on deck as the Yankees bat here in the top half of the 8th. New York got 4 in the first inning. They'd add 2 more in the 4th. It's been a big home run day where the Yankees had gone back-to-back twice. 4 home runs altogether for New York, 2 of them for Andrew Jones. 0-2 to Jeter. To right field, and a patented base hit to right for Jeter. That inside-out swing, and to third base goes Stewart. It's 1st and 3rd now with 1 out in the 8th.
Yeah, watch the location of this pitch to Derek Jeter. It's going to be inside part of the plate. Still gets the hands inside the baseball and serves it the other way for the base hit. 3rd hit of the afternoon for Derek Jeter. Came into the game a .304 hitter on the season.
Now hitting at .309 with his 3-hit performance today. Mark Teixeira standing in. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Teixeira has been held hitless today, although he did reach in the 3rd inning on a walk. Yankees have compiled 11 hits. Oh, and 2.
Teixeira having a very difficult time staying off that curveball from Germano.
Stewart at 3rd, Jeter at 1st, 1 out here in the 8th. This is away, and it's 1-2.
Tries another one, but missed by quite a bit. See if Teixeira would chase it.
Down and in, kind of yanked that, and it's a full count now, 3-2. Runners out the corners, 1 out. Mark Teixeira now, Alex Rodriguez next. Runner goes at 1st. Teixeira strikes out, no throw. As taking second base with a stolen base is Derek Jeter. Teixeira strikes out for the 2nd time today. 2 down in the inning.
The 2nd time Germano's got him on a curveball. Jeter off with a pitch. No throw to second base by Shopik. A fake and then looks toward 3rd.
So 2 down, 2nd and 3rd, and Alex Rodriguez standing in. One for 4 in the game. He singled in the 3rd inning. On the outside corner for strike 1. strike two, and it's 0-2. Stewart at third base, Jeter at second, 2 down in the 8th. Yankees have stranded 7 base runners in the game. Rodriguez grounds it foul. Do it again, 1-2. Well, coming up immediately following the game, stay with us for WB Mason's Red Sox Extra Innings, live with TC, Jim, and Jenny. Get a breakdown of Franklin Morales' start this afternoon. Hear all the reaction from the Sox clubhouse as manager Bobby Valentine offers his thoughts on Game 2 of the series from the interview room. It's all coming up after the game, only on NESN. Pitch 75 coming up for Justin Germano with 2 outs here in the 8th. And he strikes out Alex Rodriguez. 5th strikeout for Germano. We hit for the bottom of the 8th, 6-1 New York. The Red Sox and the Red Sox on NESN during the 2012 season. Hess and Hess Express will donate $500 to the Red Sox Foundation for every Red Sox home run. Hess and Hess Express committed to helping the cause. 6-1, the Yankees on top of the Red Sox. He's back on the mound for New York. Cody Epley works here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Top of the Red Sox order, Daniel Nava. Leading it off, and Pedro Siriaco and David Ortiz expected in the inning. Nava has popped out to first, struck out swinging, and singled to right. Strike one. Boone Logan in the bullpen for New York. Freddie Garcia giving up the only run the Red Sox have today. He's Cody Epley came in to get the final out of the 7th. He starts the 8th. And evens the count at 1-1 to Nava. Epley was claimed off waivers by the Yankees from Texas April 5th after he had been designated for assignment. There's a fly ball struck well to left. Jones back to the corner to make the catch on the warning track for the first out of the 8th. Well, it's time now for a look at the road ahead, brought to you by Safeco Insurance. Coming up tonight at 7 will be game 2 of this day-night doubleheader. Felix Dubron makes his 17th start of the season for the Sox. They'll be opposed by Phil Hughes, who will also be making his 17th start. Dubron has 8 wins so far this year. Hughes has 9. Fox will have all the action, but come back to Nesson for a complete wrap-up of both games on Nesson Daily. 1 out in the 8th for Pedro Siriaco. 0 for 3. Tries to drop the bunt down, but it's a foul ball.
Hits him twice, but he was still in the batter's box, so Siriaco still has another chance. Trying to get on base any way he can, down by 5 here late in the game.
Starting to rain here at Fenway Park. A 1 is a swing and a miss, and it is 0-2. Siriaco thought about it, but did not go. This is Lance Barrett, first base umpire. 1-2 the count. Swing and a miss. Siriaco strikes out. It's the first K for Cody Epley. The 6th for Yankee pitching today. 2 down in the 8th.
Pretty clear where they were going with that pitch. If you saw the catcher on the previous 2 pitches, he was waving his glove down at Alex Rodriguez at third base, which meant that they were coming inside with the fastball and making Rodriguez aware he may get some action. Both pitches inside to Siriaco. They get the strikeout instead of the ground ball.
2 down for David Ortiz, who has been aboard 3 times in the game. 2 walks and a single. He scored the Red Sox lone run. That was back in the 4th inning. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. Well, while the rest will be resting during the All-Star break on the Red Sox squad, David playing Sunday night baseball against the Yankees on Sunday night, and then he will make his way to Kansas City to be there for all the festivities, but it'll be a late arrival for David Ortiz.
And same for those on the Yankees who will be making that trip out to Kansas City. It's been hot out there, over 100 degrees in Kansas City over the last few days. Heat wave across the country.
Outside for ball 3. 3-1 to Big Papi with Adrian Gonzalez waiting on deck. Ball 4, he walks him. 3rd time the Big Papi has walked today. So 2 down. Ortiz at first and Adrian Gonzalez the batter. Single for him back in the 4th inning. Now a 17-game hitting streak for Adrian Gonzalez. Larry Rothschild, the pitching coach for the Yankees, headed out to talk to Epley. Freddie Garcia started the game for New York, went 6 2/3, giving up 6 hits, 1 run. Walked 2, struck out 5. It is his 6th start of the year. He gave him more than they anticipated, and the offense has taken over the rest for New York. On top right now, 6-1. Cody Epley is the second pitcher used by the Yankees, and he has 2 outs here in the 8th with David Ortiz at first base. Teixeira does not hold him on. He stands behind David. Gonzalez takes strike 1. David Robertson is now up for New York. We saw him pitch in last night's game. On the ground, left side. Alex Rodriguez underhanded to second for the force out that ends the inning. We are through 8 from Fenway in game 1. The Yankees have a 6-1 lead. Six to 1, the Yankees have the lead over the Red Sox as back on the mound is Justin Germano for the 9th. Robinson Cano leads it off in the 9th. Cano, Swisher, and Jones to bat. As first pitch swinging is Cano. Lifts a high fly ball to right. It'll stay in the yard. Littlebridge in right field makes the catch for the first out of the 9th. It's time now for the game summary brought to you by Xfinity. A big first inning for the Yankees. They score 4 times. A 3-run home run for Nick Swisher, his 13th home run of the year. Andrew Jones would homer after him, and then Jones again in the 4th inning, his 2nd home run of the game. That would put the Yankees on top 5-0. They would lead 6-0 and get good pitching from their starter Freddie Garcia. 6 2/3, 6 hits and 1 run. He walked 2 and struck out 5. Very impressive outing today for Freddie Garcia. A 6-1 New York lead, 1 out in the 9th. And a fly ball foul off the bat of Nick Swisher. You saw the home run for Swisher. He has been on base 4 times today. After the home run, he's walked twice and singled. Now 13 RBI, or 13 home runs and 50 RBIs for Nick Swisher. Curveball in there for strike 2, 0-2. And a lot of them from Justin Germano. Chad Qualls warming in the pen. It had been Boone Logan, then David Robertson, now Chad Qualls. Sure, it's been pretty impressive in Justin Germano, who has quieted this Yankees offense.
Done a very nice job today. We look at 3 of the strikeouts that he's had in this ball game. It's a fastball by A-Rod right there, a fastball by Andrew Jones, and the curveball to Teixeira. He's had a very good curveball, as you mentioned, Don, since coming into this game.
Strike 3 call. Nick Swisher down by way of the K. 6 strikeouts for Germano, 2 down in the 9th.
The Amica Pitch Zone is brought to you by Amica Insurance. Amica Insurance is not just how you're covered, it's how you're treated. And 2 home runs for Andrew Jones on the day. Fastball first time against Morales, and a fastball the second time against Morales. A total of 9 now on the season for Andrew Jones.
2 down for Andrew Jones, who takes a breaking ball for strike 1. Oh, and 2. Swinging a foul tip, he struck him out. 7 strikeouts for Germano. 1-2-3 9th. We head to the bottom of the 9th inning. Yankees have a 6-1 lead. website for deals, buyatoyota.com. AT&T. And by the Experience Buick New England Sweepstakes. Come back inside Fenway Park, where it has been all New York on top 6-1 as we head to the Red Sox half of the ninth inning. Defensive changes for New York as Dwayne Wise moves from center to right. And coming into the game in center field is Curtis Granderson. New pitcher for New York is Chad Qualls, third arm of the day, used by Joe Girardi. Third appearance for Qualls, no record, a 3.86 earned run average. Qualls acquired by the Yankees from the Philadelphia Phillies in exchange for a player to be named later or cash considerations, and designated for assignment by Philadelphia and picked up by the Yankees. Third appearance for New York. 38th appearance overall on the season. Mauro Gomez, who supplied the Red Sox their only run of the day, and an RBI single back in the fourth inning. Leads it off here in the bottom of the ninth. Cody Epley ended up going an inning and a third of relief for Freddie Garcia. No hits, no runs. He walked a batter and struck out a batter. Broken bat, grounder up the middle. That'll find its way into center field. Well, Mauro Gomez continues to get on base. He's got his second hit of the day.
Second hit on a breaking ball. Got a breaking ball from Freddie Garcia to get a base hit. Now the breaking ball from Qualls. Sounded like a broken bat base hit, but nonetheless, 2 for 4 on the afternoon.
Ryan Kalish bats with lead runner on for the Red Sox here in the ninth. Down the left field line, it curls foul and into the seats. Rafael Soriano warming in the pen for the Yankees. A one pitch to Kalish. He's inside and it's 1-1. On the ground towards second. Cano will go to second for one. On to first. High throw, but Teixeira keeps his foot on the bag. It's a double play. And there's 2 outs in the ninth. Well, nothing compares to the day that Andrew Jones has had today. He is 2 for 5 with 2 home runs. His 43rd career multi-home run game is the 2 home runs, part of a 4 home run attack. And he's turned in some good defense, too, turning this into a double play as they get Ortiz at first base. And nothing compares to Papagino's. Buy any large pizza and get up to 3 extra large cheese pizzas for just $8 each. Andrew Jones, the performer of the game. 2 outs in the ninth inning. Don't forget, coming up immediately after the game, to stay with us for WB Mason Red Sox Extra Innings Live. It's all the post-game coverage you'll need right here on NESN. In there for a strike, and it is 2-1 to Mike Aviles. 0 for 3 today. Two balls, 2 strikes, and the Red Sox down to their last strike in game 1. And Aviles takes a little walk. 2-2 pitch coming to Mike Aviles. In the air to center field. Curtis Granderson is out there waiting. He makes the catch, and the Yankees take game 1 of the day-night doubleheader and have taken the first 2 games of this series. And Jerry, today we saw Franklin Morales that we have not seen before in a Red Sox uniform.
Exactly right. He runs into a very tough Yankee lineup, and the Yankee lineup was up to the task, especially early in the ball game. 4 runs in the first inning, hitting home runs. And on the other side, Freddie Garcia continues to mystify the Red Sox. Seems to always pitch well against Boston. So this series, so far, not going well at all for the Red Sox.
So the final again is 6-1 for Jerry Remy and Jenny Dalla. I'm Don Orsillo saying good afternoon from Fenway Park. With Fox and ESPN carrying the rest of the series, we'll be with you next on Friday as the Red Sox open up a 3-game series with the Rays in St. Pete. Our live coverage begins at 6 from the Trop. It's been a presentation of Nesson, New England's most watched sports network. It's time now for WB Mason's Extra Innings Live. Here's Tom Caron.